Hello guys, adults, welcome back to Honey Badger 3D Print and Paint. Today we are taking a look at an animatronic Iron Man. But before we get started, roll those credits. This represents the most complicated thing I have ever done, and the model that currently I am the most proud of. We have been doing this channel now for 4 years, near enough, and I have tried many times to push skills that objectively I don't have further than where I started. A lot of the time that involves doing something large, so something like the Battle Cruiser or the Harry Potter lectern or the Daredevil versus Kingpin, or even the full-size Iron Man bust that we did. Something that they've always been missing is electronics. I have managed to do static lighting in the past. Generally that is an LED with a battery pack that I stuffed through some wiring channels and I've managed to get lit up. But this is the best thing I've ever made. It is made by, okay, so let's start with who designed this. The designer is a chap called Did3D. He is, and I cannot stress this enough, a genius. Because if a monkey with a screwdriver like me can make this, so can you. You need to be okay at soldering. You don't need to understand Arduino code. The way this goes together, the way this works, blew me away. So let's begin by just showing you what this thing can actually do. Those of you who follow us on TikTok will have already seen it, but let's just show you some of the modes that it currently does.
Nice call. What else you got? Well, Thor's taking on a squadron down on 6th. And he didn't invite me. So the Mark 7 is not ready for deployment. Then skip the spinning rims around the clock. Let's just not come in tomorrow. Let's just take a day. You ever tried shawarma? Huh? There's a shawarma joint about 2 blocks from here. I don't know what it is, but I want to try it. What just happened? Please tell me nobody kissed me. Of the people in this room, which one is A, wearing a spangly outfit, and B, not of use? And there's one other person you pissed off. His name is Phil. Alright, what do you say? I have indeed been uploaded, sir. We're online and ready. We start the virtual walk-around. Importing preferences and calibrating virtual environment. And check and control surfaces as you wish. Test complete. Preparing to power down and begin diagnostics. Yeah. Tell you what, do a weather and ATC check. Start listening in on ground control. Sir, there are still terabytes of calculations needed before an actual flight is a Jarvis. Sometimes you gotta run before you can walk. Sir, Agent Coulson of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on the line. I'm not in. I'm actually out. Just going to start off with 1% thrust capacity. In sentry mode. Activating air controls. As you wish. Jarvis, drop my needle.
So I think you could agree, it's pretty amazing. So let's just be really clear about why I think the way this model was designed was absolutely amazing. And it is made and designed by somebody who very obviously 3D prints and paints themselves. So everything you see here is printed, and every colour is an individual item. So all of these plates here, the front plates, the side plates, the knees, the hands, the arms, the shoulders, all of that, it all prints as individual parts. They do come pre-supported for FDM as well. And the reason why it's so amazing, the way that he did this, is that when you're doing metal stuff, like tanks or mechs or aircraft or robots or suits of armour, the most important thing is clean lines, because the clean lines make it look like robotic panels. It's incredibly hard to achieve that a lot of the time. It involves you doing some really straight lines, masking stuff off, taping it up, whatever you might need to do. But he has done it so that all those parts print individually of each other, so you can paint them and then assemble them as finished pieces. So I really, really like that. Then his wiring diagrams are actually quite easy to follow, which is astonishing, bearing in mind that his native language is French, but he does the guide in both French and English. He is really clear in the instructions that he gives when you're putting this together. And I would have saved myself an awful lot of work if I'd have just listened to the things that he said. So there is one thing my model doesn't do that it is supposed to. The torso is supposed to be able to move left and right, and it doesn't. And it doesn't because I decided I was going to do the torso in resin. I decided this because I wanted it to look as good as possible, and I thought that doing it in resin was going to be the best way to achieve that. Unfortunately, when you do resin models, they are significantly heavier than their FDM counterparts. And, unsurprisingly, the servo motors that are inside of this literally aren't powerful enough to move that heavy torso left and right. It's a shame. It's the only part of this that doesn't work properly. It is frustrating, but it was a choice that I made. I didn't want to reprint the torso after I figured out the reason why it wasn't doing the thing that it was supposed to do. And frankly, I'm very happy with what it does, so I'm content to leave it. The red is bang on. So the red, you base the model in this AK Super Chrome. It's exactly the same chrome that goes in liquid chrome pens. It is a very chrome, right? It's an alcohol-based chrome, so you can spray it on with an airbrush with no dilution. Make sure that if you do that, you clean your airbrush straight afterwards and you clean it with IPA, denatured alcohol, something like that. Because if this sets in your airbrush, it is a nightmare to clean out, and normal airbrush cleaner won't get it out. So remember, if you buy this and you want to spray it, you need to buy some IPA so that you can put that in your airbrush, run it through afterwards, make sure your airbrush is clean. But you put the Super Chrome on as a base, and then you use Tamiya paints, and they do a red lacquer called X27. That gives you this Iron Man red, where it's got that metallic look. It does take 2 to 3 coats if you are brushing it on. They claim that you can airbrush X27 paint. I think that's a lie, because I tried doing it and you can't. I think you're supposed to buy a thinner, and then and you can thin down the X27, but I think that would have resulted in more coats anyway. And I'm still really happy with how this came out, so I didn't really care. The gold is just a generic gold that I had in a rattle can, nothing special there. And the silver is just the bare AK Super Chrome that goes on there. I cannot believe that the electronics actually work. I can't believe they work, but they do. And as you've seen from the video, they're amazing, right? They're amazing. I'm so happy that it works. This is a model that gave me such a confidence boost that I was able to do complicated things like this, that it has set a standard moving forwards of models that I now want to try to do. That he has also done a really cool DeLorean. You'll remember a while ago we did a big 1 meter long DeLorean that I was never really 100% happy with. And I'm going to do his DeLorean, because his DeLorean, again, animatronic, lights up, does a whole bunch of stuff. Really, really cool model. Please, please go and check out Did 3D's Colt's page. He has some amazing models. He does really, really good work. There's an animatronic Robocop that he's done that is amazing as well. And he's also done multiple other models. Our big Ironman bust that was life size, that was Did 3D. He did all of that. Really, really good work. Really high quality STLs. They aren't cheap. So if I remember rightly, I think this was about £48. I think I got it on sale on Colts for just the STL file. If you order all the electronic components from AliExpress, they'll probably come to about £100. And then you've got your materials. I cannot stress enough how much you should be doing this model in FDM. If you want it to work, it needs to be done in FDM. The resin side is just too heavy. You have to do the walls too thin. It doesn't work properly. The cable channels don't work the same way. It doesn't move. It's too heavy for the motors to move. You can't do it. So I really have to stress that if you are going to make this, you do have to do it in FDM. I did this at a 0.08 layer height on the Elegoo Centauri carbon. It did an amazing job on the FDM side. I tried doing this on my Bamboo X1 and I did not get the quality that I wanted. There was like a reverberation or something between the layer lines. I don't know if I went too low or something, but the Elegoo Centauri carbon absolutely smashed doing this. It did beautiful files, beautiful prints, really, really good on the support removal as well. Just really, really excellent. I think the next model I'm going to do is going to be the animatronic DeLorean. I think that's going to be the next thing that I'm going to do, because I think that the work that he does and the files that he does are amazing. And if that goes well, I think we're going to step it up a gear and we're going to try and build. I think we're probably going to try and do an R2D2. And we're not just going to do a full-size R2D2. We're going to do a Mr. Bedelli R2D2 with full electronics and controllers. I want to be clear, that is a huge project. Most people who do R2 units end up, taking the best part of a year to get them done, and they are really complicated. There's a lot to do to get everything working the way that you need.
I can't do any of that.
Mike is volunteering himself to sit on the sidelines and cheer to make sure that he doesn't have to do any of that model. But doing this has changed my perspective on doing electronics. I actively avoid doing electronic components under normal circumstances. I am borderline afraid of them, right? I know that I can do a good job on the paint job and I can do a good job on the model, but what brings these models to life and makes them really cool are the animatronics, are the motors, are the light sequences, they're the animations. That's what makes the models really cool. And I didn't think I was capable of doing this. I genuinely thought this was beyond me. Even when I started it and I bought all the parts, as they started turning up, I was looking at them like, this does not look like a thing that I should be touching. Like when you saw the resistors and the pies and everything else, like I've built printers before and I've done electronics with that, but this is different, right? This is setting motors up and dealing with proper wiring channels and dealing with loading stuff onto a pie and making breadboard components that have to be sort of, that you have to make yourself. Like it's the most advanced thing I've ever done, and it's the thing that I am most proud of right now. I'm proud that we've built a channel, that we've done the studio, that we've done big models, that we've done, sort of screen accurate things like the lectern with Harry Potter, and we've done really cool models before. But this is a model that makes me really proud of what I've achieved, and I really wasn't expecting that. Please go and check out his Cults 3D page. And if you think this is a project that you can do, I highly recommend it because it is amazing. It's work and it's effort and you have to take your time, but it's really worth it at the end of it because it's so cool. It's so cool. Right. Do not forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next video. We've got some more really cool stuff coming. Thanks for watching.